welcome back. Well, today I have you in my kitchen because I have been doing a little bit of crafting this week and having a blast. I love doing different crafts, and this week I've done some things I've done in the past, and I'm also going to try something new. So I thought it'd be fun to share with you. As you can see, what I have going behind me here is I am in the process of making some more beeswax candles. I showed you in a video before how I did that, so I'm really not going to go into that too much. But I have made some fun little molded ones, and I think I may add some to my store. If you're interested, go ahead and take a look. The ones that I will be adding will be little trees, and I will show you how I use mine. I know it sounds crazy. I really don't burn my little molded ones simply because sometimes when they burn, they can just make a bit of a mess. So I highly recommend, if you decide to burn your molded candles, to have them in a container, at least on a plate, but really to have them inside something so your wax is not going all over the place. And I speak from experience, so I highly recommend that. And then, yes, we're just gonna sit here and do some crafting here in my kitchen. And because we're in my kitchen, I will share with you my Christmas decor. Now, next week we will do more of the house tour. We've just been busy. I've had a lot to share with you. We, went to Sturbridge, we went to Stockbridge, and it's just 3 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I don't have a lot of time. But these are things I wanted to share with you today. So hang on, we're gonna do some crafting, we're gonna do a little bit of some Christmas decor, and I believe that's it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I've certainly had fun making it, and let's get started here with some crafting. My first little segment I am calling Crafting in My Pajamas. Can you tell I like a tartan plaid? My pajamas match my trees, and that was not planned. I actually found these little trees at the Dollar Tree, and I thought they were adorable. But I wanted to stain the base and the trunk of the tree just a darker color because they were very, very light. So I'm merely putting some stain on here that I've had for a while. I plan on putting these on my coffee table in my living room. This year in my living room, I have gone with a theme of tartan plaid, and so obviously I thought they would fit perfect. You'll see in next week's video when I do my whole Christmas home tour how I decided to use these. These trees were my inspiration piece to do the plaid in my living room this year. I actually carry this set in my store. They're beautiful. They are a metal on wood, and I love them. The deer are just something I had, but I wanted to mention them simply because I only have one set left. So if you're interested, my store is linked below the video. Now on to some candle making. I am making my beeswax candles, but this year I also decided to try my hand at Bayberry candles. Now I have always burned mine on New Year's Eve, and I know it dates back to the colonial times, and it's supposed to bring you peace and good fortune for the new year. So I have my own Bayberry candles that I made with my organic Bayberry wax. And these I will be lighting and burning New Year's Eve because who doesn't want good fortune and peace in the coming new year? Now moving on to my next craft. My next one is cinnamon salt dough molded ornaments. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So last year I was at a German Christmas market here in New Hampshire, and I saw these and fell in love with them immediately. And I actually purchased this mold last year after I saw those. This is actually made in Vermont. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little sleigh ride scene. You have the covered bridge and everything. So this is beautiful in and of itself. And then when Mark and I were down in McKinney, Texas, we saw these. And again, same concept, just different form. And you can use these, of course, for cookies also. I am just going to do them for these ornaments right now. And then I just purchased these off of Amazon this year. So that one's cute too. So really all it is flour, cinnamon, salt, and water. So we're going to mix those up, roll them out, and begin with our molded ornaments. So let's see how these turn out. Okay, now as I showed you, I have different kinds of molds or cookie presses. So something like this or this one. I'm basically going to be pressing that into the dough and then cutting around it with a small paring knife. Okay, so let's try this one here. And I'm just going to lightly dust that with flour. And then we're going to press this into the mold. Give it an extra because I want to get all of that embossing in. And then I'm going to take my paring knife and just trim that excess away. Okay, and we can clean that up after we take that off. Okay, and there you go. So of course you're going to have a little bit of flour on there, and that's okay. So I'm just trying to just even up the edges a little. Now these are just fresh out of the oven here. And as you can see, because the salt rises a bit, they look a bit whitish. And if you do not want that, all you have to do is take just a little bit of oil, olive oil, avocado oil, whatever you have, and just brush them, and that will add the moisture back in. So it's going to look more like cinnamon, because as you can see, the backs are brown, still looking like the cinnamon or gingerbread, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, that's it. Just paint them up and they will continue. They will be dark, then looking more like cinnamon. So there you go. Okay, look at that. Good as new. Very easy fix. And yeah, so you can have it either way. And honestly, I think what I may do is I may keep some a little more whitish and keep some darker. I don't know. We'll see. Now here are the completed cookies. I did use a cookie cutter and make a mousse. The other thing you're seeing here is some luster dust, and that is, you can use this on cookies. It is edible, but I decided to try that. Again, this was an experiment. I had a lot of fun. Now I wanted to mention also, when I used this mold, I did decide to do it the same way I did the others. So I merely pressed it in very, very hard into the dough, cut around the edges, and then when I pulled it out, I just trimmed around the Santa head, and that worked best for me. So as you can see, you do get quite a variety using the dust. This was fun. This is just how the salt came up on those areas. That's honestly probably one of my favorites. So quite a variety, a lot of fun. I am going to be adding ribbon, and I will show you how I did that, and so many ways to display these. So I hope you give it a try. Some turned out better than others. My first time doing this, so I was just playing around with it, but I had a lot of fun. And then to complete them, I just tied different forms of ribbon. And this is how I chose to display the ones that I'm going to keep. As you saw, it made quite a few, so it gave me several to give away as gifts too. Now, as promised, let's take a look at my Christmas kitchen.